village tonight. Voices strong, knowledge tight. Thorough black talk in the air. Changing minds, changing flair. From Brother Tad to Sister K, warriors got things to say. Sister Marcia brings the heat. Brother Blacksmith keeps the beat. Revolutionary waves they fly underneath the open sky. Every word's a call to fight. Tune in, feel the ancestral line. Thursday nights, the world will see. Black Power Media on the spree. Facebook, YouTube, all aligned. Breaking free from everybody. Social talk and politics. Every voice breaks through the matrix. Commentary raw and true. For the many, not the few. Revolutionary waves they fly underneath the open sky. Every word's a call to fight. Tune in, feel the ancestral line. Ancestral line.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, family. Welcome to another edition of Thorough Black Talk with your sister Keisha, your brother Tad, brother Blacksmith, and sister Marcia will be joining us shortly. We also have our Reparations correspondent, Sister Brooke, in the building. She'll be joining us as well. There was a Reparations committee meeting here in Queens, New York yesterday, so we got to give y'all the 411. And some people I recognize were there. So we're going to chop it up. And, you know, we got to deal with our political move for 2025. Where we headed, where we going. Also, I want to discuss, you know, real estate and fashion tycoons are brawling. Some have been arrested for SA. Some have been arrested for attempted murder. It's crazy, but we're going to get into it. Let me bring my brother Tad up in here. Brother Tad, OG Wisdom Podcast in the building. What's good, brother Tad?
Oh, peace. There we go. There we go. I have my mic turned down. Peace, sis. How you feeling?
Good, good, good. I'm ready to have a little vacation next week. So, because you know, January coming in, we got to hit the ground running politically. Yes. So we got a lot to get into. So I'm gonna take a little brief break and then get back, recharge, ready to go. But how was your week so far, brother Tad?
Oh, my week has been good. My week has been real good. I was a lot under the weather from last week to, oh my goodness, Sister Keisha, I had to take myself to the ER. I had a migraine. I was like, yo, I hope it ain't no aneurysm, no stroke or nothing. You know, we're getting in that age where, you know, you can't take no symptoms for granted. You know, I tell people I made it this far. I ain't going to quit yet. And, you know, I've always been an advocate of Black men's health, you know, that we take care of ourselves, you know, stop being afraid of doctors, even though we have every right to be leery of them. The same token, you know, don't play around with your health. You know, things don't seem right, man, go get it checked out. And I'm glad it was only a migraine. You know, I took a little CAT scan and all that. You know, they did the EKGs, they did the CAT scans, you know, because unfortunately, we've been taught to tough it out. You know, when you're uncomfortable, I'll just lay down, drink some ginger ale.
Take some Robitussin.
You know what I'm saying? Take some tussin. Take a little Robitussin. You'll be all right. Yeah, but I've never been one to play with my health. My mother used to always say I was a hypochondriac because as soon as things are not right, I'm running to the doctor and I say, we've seen people keel over, unfortunately. Rest in peace, Fat Man Scoop. He was doing what he loved to do.
Yes.
In the middle of a party, he just killed over, and it's so unfortunate. And there's so many DJs. DJ Tommy Allen, Mr. C.
DJ Lance.
Yes, DJ Lance, Brooklyn's own DJ Lance. And it's because as black men, we get these little warnings and we don't take it serious. So sure enough, as we talk about fighting this system and improving our community, all of that starts with ourselves. Proper diet, proper exercise, proper hydration, mental as well as physical health is tantamount into our success. So yeah, I've been. This week has been a roller coaster, but I'm back. Knocking out these little sniffles, because this New York weather is no joke. You see, one week is crazy. Next day it's like spring.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. This is how people be catching pneumonia.
Yep. And then you got all these viral illnesses that are going around and people coming in and out of the city.
On mass transit. I said I'm gonna buy a car again. Because it makes no sense to buy a car in New York because trains and buses run 24/7. You can get an Uber, and the insurance is retarded in New York.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I wouldn't purchase a vehicle, myself. My husband does, but I wouldn't because, even when I go into the city, I take the express bus because I don't like the train. The people get on my nerves. I wish a lot of y'all would just hurry up and get the hell up out of here and leave. Because you get on out. We don't like y'all. We don't like you. Trust me. We don't like you. We don't like you if you from another country. We don't like you if you slow. We don't like you if you dirty. We don't like you if you can't think. We don't like you. We just don't like people.
We don't like you sightseeing.
Looking up in the damn sky.
Man, watch where you going. If their head ain't in the clouds, their head is buried in the phone. Like, come on, this is New York City. You got to keep it moving. Wait till you get on the train and then sit and play on your phone. But don't be walking on the phone. Come on, man. Killing us.
Facts. Let me give Brother Blacksmith, the Bronx own author, blogger, former merchant seaman. We're going to bring the Bronx to the Brooklyn Bridge. Here we go.
Full-time. Hey, Black, how you doing, brother? We was just talking about you.
It sounded like I came in with Tad was talking about how you don't like nobody from outside of New York. Well, excuse me, outside of Manhattan and Brooklyn.
Right.
What's up, Sister Keisha? How you doing, sweetie?
I'm good, brother. Good. Glad to be black with you.
Brother Tad, you back with us, man?
To get up in here.
Uh-huh.
My brother
Blacksmith, I don't know. These drones are still flying over the place. One of them look. I'll show it later. But anyway,
listen. Let me drop it real quick on that. Real quick.
Go ahead.
What I saw just a little while ago, maybe about a half hour ago, on Unredacted. So I'm quoting my sources, so y'all don't say I said it. They saying that some of the drones are really from the military and that the orbs are really alien ships. That's what they said, not me.
Yes. And I'm going to play a video of some children who were interviewed a few years ago who claimed that they have seen some folks from some other places. But we'll play that clip in a few minutes. But it's really ticking me off, number one, because you got retards out here that just believe in any old thing. They outside, as we mentioned earlier, looking up at the damn sky because you had them, of course, in New Jersey, some parts of Brooklyn and Staten Island. But I don't give a damn. As long as they ain't bothered me. It is also reported that they could be looking for nuclear weapon pods that could have been placed here. So that's one of the reasons why they allegedly said that they don't want people trying to shoot him down and all this kind of stuff. But I know for certain that it's government control. And the reason why I say that is because there is no reason that they would not be involved too. They would say if it was something else. And again, like you have been warning us, we got to prepare for these psyops that these people are putting out here, but also watch Redacted as well. And a few other News Nation as well discussing this. But we got a lot to get into. We got to don't let them people fool y'all. Just as Brother Black always tell y'all, worry about yourselves and your own families. It's going to be what it's going to be. Period. You know, if you got some ailments, Brother Sad said, go to the doctor. I don't trust doctors at all. But if something go left, I'm going. You understand what I'm saying? I don't trust them at all. Not with a 10-foot pole. Especially as a Black woman, if you've ever given birth in this country and still trust the medical establishment, you're an idiot. That's all I'm telling you. You're an idiot. I had a brutal birth and so did my daughter. But that's another story for another time. Let me get Sister Marcia up on the Brooklyn Bridge because she had an event last night on Zoom that was phenomenal. So we're going to get Sister Marcia up on the bridge. What's good, Sister Marcia?
Peace, family. How's everybody doing on this great Thursday on Thorough Black Talk? I hope everyone is well.
We're doing good, Wingy.
And healthy or getting healthy?
Yeah, getting healthy.
Okay.
Hey,
Yes, and I also had a brutal delivery. So
all right. So we know. Brutal. I mean, brutal. Barbaric.
Yes.
You should have let Brother be a doula.
Excuse me?
Oh God.
What he said?
Don't I ain't saying that. Child, listen. My childbirth was brutal and barbaric. And I hope that the doctor who delivered my child dropped dead because that's how brutal it was. His mama, his kid, that's how brutal he. I'm going to tell you one story and then we're going to move on. You see how long my arm is? You see that? Imagine somebody putting their whole arm up you and then popping your water sack with his bare hands. I hope he's dead. I hope he died a horrible death because of what he did. And if I had not been there with my own daughter, which still was brutal, it could have been much worse. They treat us like animals on a yard, on a barnyard when we give birth. And yeah, I don't want to get into that because I get triggered and I want to go out there and start yapping doctors. But we won't do that.
It's a conversation for another day, but it'll be a great conversation.
Oh, yes, sis. We got to discuss that for real.
Or insurance CEOs.
Them too. And they mamas.
You know, I was unaware until I read the book Medical Apartheid by Harriet Washington. And it talked about the brutality of what our sisters have been subjected to through the since our enslavement to today. Even when Dr. Marion J. Sims, the father, the quote unquote father of gynecology,
and his descendants.
When my daughter was having my granddaughter, me and my daughter already agreed she wasn't gonna get the epidural shot, but the nurse was trying to convince my daughter to take it, and she was like, "No." And the nurse turned to me and said, "Dad, tell her to take the shot." I said, "No, we already discussed. We're not taking this stuff." You know, because I've heard too many sisters talk about how they had back pain way after the child's 16th birthday and they still suffering back pains and things like that. And what we also learned is that they get extra money. They get extra money for them shots. They get extra money for them C-sections and all other types of procedures. They just try to tax on to get paid. And they don't look at us as humans. They look at us as a business.
Facts.
Medical Apartheid, for anybody who hasn't read it, it's a very hard read. Please trust and believe me, it's very hard. You get a lot of information, but you are going to put it down a few times because it's full of horror stories.
Not only that, but death by doctor is the third cause of death in this country.
Wow.
Say
Yeah.
that again, Black.
The leading cause of death in this country is death by doctor. The third leading. First is, I believe, diabetes. Second is heart attacks or heart issues. Let's say heart issue, and then third, people being misdiagnosed, people taking surgeries they didn't really need, and all that stuff. It's not advertised because it would destroy the whole pharma system.
It's funny you say that, right, Brother Black? I was having a debate with a sister, talking about why I don't support Kamala and all of these things, talking about women's health rights. And she was talking about women who may be pregnant and then they go in and, the doctor refused them life-saving medical care. And I would always tell them, like, yo, that's not a political thing. That's malpractice. Because as we know, doctors are not supposed to do any harm. So don't conflate the two, because unfortunately people are regurgitating what they hear on television and in the media. But when we talk about health and quote unquote reproductive health, I think it's very important that women educate themselves, because I didn't realize how uneducated a lot of women are in terms of reproductive health, that they would just regurgitate the foolishness that they hear, because many of us know the history of Planned Parenthood, Margaret Sanger, why it was developed, and who it was developed for. And that is in the same rhetoric they're spewing today was what Margaret Sanger was using to convince Black folks back then 100 years ago on why they should come in, and really understanding that there was more nefarious reasons behind developing Planned Parenthood. So I suggest our people really get educated, because as Sister Keisha said, we're going to 2025. We want to become a political force, but you can't be political and stupid at the same time. You make the wrong choices.
Yes, you can.
I'm off myself. Well, we see that, but
hey, Sister Keisha, let me read it. I made a slight error. I'm going to read from AI Overview. Medical errors are the third leading cause of death in the United States, killing more than 250,000 people each year. Explanation A says a 2016 analysis published in the BMJ, that's a Bureau of Medical Journal, I believe, or something like that, by John Hopkins patient safety expert, estimated that the medical errors are the third leading cause of death in the U.S. behind heart disease and cancer. I said diabetes, so I was wrong in that. I just wanted to correct myself.
But that's good to know, though. Third cause in the U.S.
Yes, let's give some quick shout outs and let's get back into it. K Rush 409, Philly in the building. Heavy, what's good? What's good? Sister Donna, Brother Kerwood, Alabama in here, family. What's good, Brother Kev? South Kakalaki in the building. What's happening? What's happening? For real, Sister Farnessa. Straight Black Pride in here. Heavy, y'all. What's good?
Sister Anunnaki.
Uh-oh. That's you. That's you. She said, what's up? There it is right there. She said, what's up? That's you. That's
in your
you,
language. Peace, Queen.
No, Tad is more speaking to me. He's holding up that Vulcan death hand or whatever they call that.
Oh, Lord, up in heaven. Sister Amanatu, the Midwest crew. What's good, family? Aruba 927. Doggy Diamonds TV Mods in the building. What's good? What's good? Let's rock out. But yeah, going to these physicians, and another book too, Dr. Scott Whitaker, Medicine. You should check that out as well. But I've never had.
Correct.
Say that again.
MEDISIN.
Yes, Medicine. Yes.
The S as a snake. I've seen that book before.
Yes, and if you want a copy, you can get a copy at the BK William Mackey History Club. Brother Ray has some copies. You can get it there. But just be careful. Just be careful, because dealing with the medical establishment, along with just our survival in this society, in this world, can be quite difficult. So, you want to keep your head on a swivel, and you want to be as informed as you possibly can. But Let's move right along. Sister Marcia, last night, tell her people what happened with African on the Rise. They had a little Zoom. What's going on? Let them know.
Well, so last night we did a manifest your 2025 beginnings, right? 2025 is about how many days away? I don't know, 12, I don't care. But it's time for us to prepare our plan and what that would look like. So I went over some highlighted topics or subject areas that you can focus on. And I gave the sisters that were online, oh, look at that.
It's thorough black talk. We thorough over here. We don't play. We don't play.
So I gave the sisters some pillars that they can work on for 2025. And then I also gave them some useful prompts to think of as they're creating their vision. And the assignment is before December 31st. And I will be checking in with all the sisters that were online to at least have 3 pillars established and 1 or 2 visions for those pillars. I explained that you can do it the conventional way with the oat tag and pretty it up, or you could do it the digital way via all these social platforms and especially Pinterest. I absolutely love Pinterest as an idea storer. I have collected ideas on Pinterest and, it's giving you the time schedule, right? So like 12 years ago, and I hadn't used it in so long because that was like one of my tools while I was in corporate America. But then when I'm looking back at all of the things that I selected, I'm like, you were on point, sis. So I really took care of myself in those ways. And I absolutely want us to take care of ourselves moving in 2025. There's a lot of personal instability that we may be feeling given the political climate. So we have to ground ourselves and create that vision. We're the only ones that could manifest the things that we want to see happen in our lives. So it is our duty to take that time and plant that seed inside of us and push it forward. So that was last night, and it was really cute, really cute. Thank you for attending. We had a great time.
Yes, I did anyway. I really enjoyed it and listening to, other ideas, goals that people have for themselves coming up in 2025. Everything, you should always have some sort of goals, something you want to achieve in life, right? One of the things that Sister Marcia says that she just recently started looking into is financial books, right? A lot of people talk about money but really don't understand how it works, how you can gain access to it, and how you can lose it, like with these new tax laws that's coming. And I'm really ticked off because, frankly, those who make money in my tax bracket, we pay for every goddamn thing. Everybody else is a freeloader, whether you dirt poor or extremely wealthy. All of you is a freeloaders because we paying for it. I haven't gotten a refund in over 10 years. Let me just put it that way.
Wow.
So when everybody talking about they're getting their stimmies, we're the ones who paying for it. El Brokey, we're the ones that's paying for it. So I'm really ticked off, and it's about to go up. It's about to go up again.
Sister Keisha, you echoing.
Oh, sorry. I don't know why that is, but I know why. I know why. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. But that's a problem for me. That's a problem for me. And I know that all of you see enlightenment with the new administration that is coming in. But I'm going to hold your feet to the fire too. Because a lot of stuff is about to go left, and it already has. But again, the need for us to be wedded to the duopoly, it has to cease. And so that's where we're headed in 2025. K Rush 409 said, yeah, me too. If you make, I'm tell you the number. If you make 60,000 to 115, we're the ones who are paying for everything. Everybody else is not. And if you look at, I'm gonna bring up a video. I hope to find it. But I'm going to show you guys what these tax brackets, these new tax brackets and tax laws. For example, if you make 300,000 and better, your taxes will increase about $500. The number group that I mentioned prior, ours is going up $1,700. So I'm pissed off. And all you voters, you can kick rocks too with your bare feet because you're a freeloader. And we're going to get into a whole lot of things about voting. But we got to move on to some other things before we get my sister Brooke in here, because we're going to deal with reparations and I want to deal with these families. But last week, is it last week? Yeah, Saturday, right? We went? Saturday, yes. We went to the Morgan Museum and Library, and it was something to behold. Now, Sister Marcia, I'll wait for Sister Brooke to get in, but Sister Marcia, everything I said was going to happen. Did it happen? Where the security was going to be on our tail, number one. Two, those folks is going to be looking at you sideways, right? And you're going to see some things that are quite interesting and intriguing. So, am I right about those things, sister? Let me get Sister Brooke in here. Hold on. I gotta get
Yes, ma'am.
We got to bring Brooke in here because she went with us. Shout out to Brooke. This is our
He called us the nerd. What was it called? The
nerd trips.
Nerd trips.
Yes. I love nerd trips. I enjoy myself.
Nerds, and we had a good time.
We did.
Now, Sister Brooke, before you came up on the bridge, I was saying, did everything I say was going to happen when we went?
Yes, absolutely. Security was on my behind. And the security was melanated. Let's see, it was like a little glass case, and my nail, not my finger, my nail, because I had on falsies. So I had my nail touch the glass, and he was like, oh. I was like, oh, gee, oh, okay, all right, brother, okay. So it was very nose in the air, snooty patooty. But it was a good time because I was there with my sisters, you know what I mean?
It was funny. It was funny because, I want people to experience, like, am I the one that's crazy? Or do everybody see what the hell I see going on here? Everywhere we went, a security guard was on our ass like this. Where you going? We're just looking at. Where you moving to? I'm telling you. That's how they move over there, right? But then I think we was looking at the Belle DaCosta Green exhibit, and white woman came up to me and Marcia, and she started talking about the book, Personal Librarian, right? So she said, did you read the book? I said, yeah. She said, that book had a lot of salacious things in it, huh? I said, yeah, it's a page turner. She said, but what do you think about Belle DaCosta Green? Do you think she possibly had a relationship with J.P. Morgan? I said, I don't know, but maybe your book club will tell me. Because she said she was part of a book club. She was leaning like, don't even ask me, lady, to join your book club.
She wanted you to come in and talk to her.
Get the hell out of here. But anyway,
European lady?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. And you had a lot of hats, because on the top floor, they have an exhibit about a hat writer, right? Franz Kafka. Franz Kafka is a writer, illustrator. He just
a sicko.
Right, he's off the rails. And he writes allegedly of his mom. Well, he did, he's dead. But wrote things that he concocted in his mind out of fear of his own father, out of society. Some things he made, a lot of things he made up. Like especially when he wrote about us. He never went to Africa a day in his life, but he wrote a lot about it. You see what I'm saying? But most Black people don't even know who Franz Kafka is, to address these situations. So that's another reason why I go to these places, so that I can build up my arsenal about who I need to address. Kind of like I did with that AI co-pilot, right? You gotta know who you gotta address. So, and how we're moving in 2025 is going to be very, very critical. But next month we will be going to the New York Historical Society. So if you want to roll, let us know. I'm gonna give you the 411 right now. If you want to purchase a ticket, because you can use a ticket whenever you want. All right. But if you want to purchase your ticket in advance, because normally I think the ticket is what, $28 or something like that, Monsieur. But if you go to Groupon, you can get the tickets for like $18. And if you buy one ticket, you could bring one child. If you buy two children. If you buy 2 tickets, you could bring 4 children, like that. Go on Groupon. Sister Keisha gonna show you how to save some money over here. You know what I'm saying? But they always have tickets for the Historical Society on Groupon, so go that route first. All right. So we'll announce when we come right back in the new year. But I want to move on because I see in the news often that people talk about Black people, especially Black people with money, right? You see them go at each other often. And, I've heard some people say, well, you never see them other folks do it. Yes, the hell they do. And I think I mentioned it before. They do. And they write about it often, particularly in publications they know you don't read, right? Like Cranes, right? There is a prominent family, the Malekan family, very well known in the fashion and real estate world. I come from the fashion world, so we're gonna read from that perspective. All right. So now you have 2 brothers who were out here, fighting each other, trying to unalive each other. Now, let me just give you a little bit of background and the money that's involved here. It says family battle threatens real estate and fashion empire in Soho. Albert Malekan accuses his younger brother of trying to steal his business. When The Bachelor got down on one knee in 2012 to propose to the season's villain, Courtney Robinson, she was wearing a black dress with elbow-length gloves designed by Alberta McCauley. That same year, Jennifer Lopez co-hosted American Idol wearing a high-neck Alberta McCauley trapeze dress with ivory beads. The publicity wave was a high watermark for Alberta McCauley, founder and designer of Albert Malekan, who over 25 years had turned his garment district startup into a global brand with outposts in Madrid and Dubai. Malekan plowed his profits into real estate and acquired at least 5 Soho and Midtown commercial properties with a combined worth of $60 million, according to city records. Tenants included Donatella Versace, Jill Stewart, and venture capital firm run by Paris Hilton's husband. Now it's all at risk, coming apart, thanks to the escalating brawl between him and his brother playing out in state court, recent filings report. But I want you all to think about, think about some celebrities who were going at each other, right? You had, I don't know, right now, Jay-Z trying to act, he don't know Diddy now. But these things happen in other people communities too. It's just that, they know you're not reading these publications, right? Because you're not paying $7.50 a day for a newspaper. So they know that you're not doing it, right? So this is Albert right here. This is Albert. He's the older brother. Now, let me try to move this over here. Here we go. Now, in this, I'm not going to read all of this, but I'm just telling you. So I want to show you where I'm getting the information from, okay? He says, I want to destroy him, the younger brother said of his sibling. Now, these people had physical fist fights in the street. You got people stealing millions from each other, but not just from each other, from the tenants who rented in these commercial buildings. Now, you ain't going to see this on the 6 o'clock news. You ain't going to see this on the 6 o'clock news. 2 weeks ago, there was a meeting of which Albert, along with some other people, headed and invited your governor to attend. Now, I'm going to try to find that video as well.
Miss Holcomb.
Yes, I call her sunken place. Because every time I look at her, I think about that movie Get Out. She just looks like I'm going into the sunken place. I can't stare in her face. I can't do it. But anyway, where they have the majority of their properties, in Times Square, in Soho, down on Broome Street, on Green Street. They got a building on West 36th Street. But again, you never see these people on the 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 11 o'clock news. You never see them. But they will show you folks day in and day out. Day in and day out. If you go to Instagram, there's a page called The Real Deal. It's about real estate. It's about real estate. You follow The Real Deal? Okay. They be telling some things on it, don't they?
Honey, it is blowing up on The Real Deal right now. That's where the tea is right now. I'm about to read that whole article on live soon. I know exactly what you're about to talk about. Go ahead. I'm gonna turn my mic off right now. Okay.
Hey, Sister Keisha, you know what this reminds me of? Even though it's
Yes,
not the same genre, the breakup of Crazy Eddie and his brothers. For those of you not old enough to remember Crazy Eddie, huh?
Tell me, because I remember the store, but I don't know the story.
No, yeah, well, Crazy Eddie was an appliance store like Best Buy, Circus City, like that. Yeah, back in the days. And the brothers went through some kind of beef. One, I believe, tried to kill the other. He didn't do it himself, got a hitman. I mean, it got crazy. And then the one that lost moved to Israel, and they don't have no extradition laws, so they had to finagle and finesse to get him. He was over there for a whole bunch of years. It wasn't like he left and, they caught him 6 months later. He was over there about 10, 11 years because the whole case came back up when he got caught and they brought him back. And I think he went to jail. And they were older men at that point, too. They weren't 20s and 30s. They were probably 40s and 50s at the least. Yeah, that was a big thing.
I am in shock because I was a kid, but I do remember Crazy Eddies, but I didn't know the story of how there is no more Crazy Eddies.
I'm gonna send a link in the chat, so check it out.
Okay, I definitely will. That is very interesting.
Yeah, Sister Keisha, you get it back now.
You on mute.
Sorry about that, y'all.
Yeah.
But so I guess Sister Brooke know where I'm going with the Alexander brothers, right? Come on.
Yes, I do.
All this stuff with Diddy, now allegedly Jay-Z, Bill Cosby. Go ahead, tell him. Go ahead, sis. Go ahead.
So
go with it. Tell him.
Set of Winkle. What's the Facebook brother twins? We got Alexander. Right, we got a set of twins that look like the Facebook rich boy twins running around raping people since high school.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the list is long. They got it, and just like they have a hotline for Diddy, they got a hotline. If you know anything, call in the Miami area. And then they older brother and the cousin and the this and the that.
Yes.
It's a family affair.
Family affair.
Yes. But now, For my TV buffs out there, have you ever watched a show called $1 Million Listing? It's on the Bravo network. But anyway, it's about people selling high-end, exclusive luxury real estate, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the most prominent real estate families in this country is the Elliman family, right? Now, there's a female who works for that firm, but she's on the show. Earlier this year, she made a complaint about these Alexander brothers, who also are realtors in this same agency. Now, federal reports say that there have been at least 40 women who have come forth with extremely credible stories. So much so that they just arrested the friend or the cousin today, right? For him to face federal charges. Now, Brother Black, I think, made a statement a little while earlier that Israel doesn't have any extradition. That's changed. You can't be extradited from Israel, but their family are very well off. Their parents, very well off Israelis, and that's where they reside. So these brothers, the Alexander brothers, were transporting women back and forth, not just around the country, but around the world. Okay? So, here we go. Hold on. I'm going to bring it up right now. Here we go. Here they go. Trafficking charges. Now, if one female, I don't know where these pop-ups coming from, but one female, she said that she had met him, I think this one right here, this brother right here, for pick up some papers. You know, I guess they were signing a deal or what have you. I'm not sure. But she turns around and he yanks her. And not only did he yank her and take her down, but his brother and this cousin or friend joined in as well. And this was a routine for these brothers, as Sister Brooke mentioned, since their high school days. This is a real life cross film right here. No, where James Patterson at? We got the cross right here. We got it right here. So while everybody's focusing on Diddy and Jay-Z, Bill Cosby, these MFers, 10 times worse. And I also got a video that was sent to me. I don't know if it's true or not, but it says that it's Hunter Biden dragging some chick down the hallway and he butt naked. But they showed you Diddy though, right? You see what I'm saying? It's always put them up first and hide us in the background. These are real estate tycoons. Coons, you hear me? Money out the what? One of them sold a building for $200 million. I think it was. It broke the record here in New York. I think it was $260 million. Broke the record here. And so again, I want to know your thoughts, Brother Black, on the Alexander brothers and what they have been accused of. They're facing both federal and state charges in New York and Miami so far. But go ahead.
Listen, that's kind of heavy. I mean, I didn't hear anything about it. Thank you for the education. But when you understand what's inside of the Talmud and know that Sanford Rubenstein did the same thing along with all them other hats that raped a sister, then that's just par for the course. It's just the reason why it's coming out now is because one, we're in Revelations, and two, it's the time for it. So when people say all the time, if Diddy didn't sue the vodka company and, you know, and all that, that would he be going through this? And I'm like, yeah, it probably would have happened January 10th next year, or in the summertime, in the summer before Scassi got her guap, and now the same thing with Jay-Z now that he's been put in the room. You know what I'm saying? They don't need it. Those accusations could be totally false, and then it's just discovery after discovery, and it's like Foxy Brown. We all heard that in the 90s. So,
Yes.
Just coming back on you now.
There he goes. And remember, I say this often. Your sexual perversion is going to get your ass in trouble each and every time. You better have some self-control. And I have to say this, and please listen to me carefully, family. Have it for men and women. You could have somebody who was jilted, upset, you left, broke up, and now you facing charges. That's why your character better be on point, so you can have some character witnesses come in on your behalf. You better be careful out here who you dating and who you betting. I'm telling you, it's too many crazy people out here, and they may seem sane, but after a while, they come back with some crazy stuff and don't want to leave. So please be careful out there, family. Brother Ty, your thoughts on the Alexander brothers and their shenanigans?
I just saw that story, I think a day or two ago. And it doesn't surprise me because this is who they are. When we read our story, anytime you read slavery, when people read our story and we talk about the enslavement of Black people, people think we're just picking cotton and tobacco. We don't talk about the degeneracy and the deviance that these people possess. But it's funny how, and Sister Keisha, I always say white people don't control the world. They control the image that they control the world. And this is part of how they control the image of them controlling the world, because they'll do all of this filth, but then they want to highlight Jay-Z and Puffy, and they did the same thing to Sammy Davis Jr., Red Fox. Anybody with money, they're going to find, Black people particularly, they're always going to try to find a way to rob you of your money. They do this Jedi mind trick, point a finger, three back at you. They'll say, look at them over there. Meanwhile, they're doing worse. They keep talking about Puffy's house and his house of horrors and all these videos and stuff like that, but they often neglect to mention that is Hugh Hefner's home. All those tunnels lead into other white men, powerful men, movie stars, who they all been down with trafficking women. In fact, they tried to do the same thing to Michael Jackson. But Emmanuel Lewis, what's Macaulay Culkin, and all these other people was like, no, that's not Michael Jackson. In fact, Corey Feldman said, no, it's them Hollywood elites, them big white guys that are doing this stuff. That's why Corey Haim deleted himself, because he was telling people that this was going on and nothing was being done. We seen it done with Shirley Temple, her mother, allegedly Tatum O'Neal, all of these people in Hollywood. This is where they get the casting couch. But what's so funny is that the world is becoming so much smaller now, and it's only so much you can hide. And these people are now hiding behind lies. They saying, yeah, look at Jay-Z, look at Diddy, look at all of these Black rappers, but don't look at Abercrombie and Fitch. Don't look at this Nickelodeon executive who is a pervert with access to all of these children. Don't look in the Boy Scouts of America with all of these perverts up in there. Don't look at the Catholic Church. Let's just look at who we always told you were the villain, and that's Black men. Because all the cotton is picked, they don't need us anymore. That's why you could get a Daniel Penny, do what he do, and it gets justified. I don't co-sign that. But this is why they can delete us, whether it's Daniel Penny, George Floyd, all of the, to me, right, all the depravity, all because they are sadistic people by nature. When you look at their philosophers, when you look at their literature, things they write about, you look at their horror movies, like who thinks of this stuff but a depraved mind? But this is who they are. And I am not the least bit surprised. I am not surprised a little bit. The part that surprised me, Sister Keisha, is that people are still surprised. But that's all I have to say about that right there.
I feel you, brother Tad. I feel you. But again, family, here's some of the evidence in the case. Also establishes that the defendants planned and paid for trips involving the interstate and international transportation of women on multiple other occasions. Where was the TSA like they was at Diddy House?
Mm-hmm.
Where was the RICO?
Mm-hmm.
This evidence includes electronic communications, including from the defendant's own accounts. In one example, October 2016, just week after the Alexander Brothers sex trafficking and raped 2 victims, they, along with a number of other individuals, arranged to transport multiple women to Tulum. In a group WhatsApp chat entitled Lions in Tulum, the Alexander Brothers. Here they go. This they mugshot. And this one they got in what you call them suits, Tad? Were you acting crazy? They put you in them green suits?
What? Not the straight jackets, right?
Straight jackets.
Yes, he came to court in one of those. He asked the judge if he can be released because his wife is going into labor any day. The judge was like, "Are you crazy? You are wanted for horrific crimes. We're not letting you out of here."
Flight
But
risk.
again, they thought they hat status would save them. Now,
And it may.
it may. But
It
you also have to consider the fact that the temperature in this country right now against Israel, not so much. May not be not so much. You know, there's people, and
It's been a change of the guard, so
there you go. There you go. So one never knows. Victim one's memory thereafter became hazy, but she has several distinct memories of the night. Specifically, victim one remembers being held down by Tal while another man entered the room. Victim one also remembers being in a second location with Tal and the other man, and that a camcorder was set up. Victim one's next memory is of waking up in the grass outside a vacation house with a physical sensation indicating recent RAPE. So, you know, it's crazy. Now, in around the summer of 2011, a friend invited victim one to travel to the Hamptons to stay with her. Victim one accepted the invitation. She was living in Manhattan at the time and traveled by the Long Island Railroad from Penn Station to the Hamptons. Tal Alexander and another man were waiting for that victim and her friend at the train station and drove a woman to their vacation house. Let me tell you something. I ain't that desperate. And I ain't never been that thirsty. All men that I've dated, and I can wake up my husband and bring him in here, I'm not paying for shit. That's number one. Number two, you're not telling me to come and meet you nowhere. Are you crazy? You better come and take me home. If I'm with you, you taking me home. You not put me on no bus or no train. Are you y'all have low standards. I'm telling you. I don't know. That stuff ain't gonna fly with me. And I've dated people with money and without. I ain't play them kind of games. I don't know how y'all flying these days, but child.
Look, ain't nobody flying no more. That's called traffic.
I see.
Ain't nobody getting flued out. So
flued out days is over.
All the way over. Nobody getting flued out. And we signing consent forms from here on.
Have an NDA when they come in and an NDA when they leave.
No NDAs. I want consent forms. We gonna brothers. We gonna talk about it. Say you consented.
Don't worry, I'm gonna have the Anunnaki zap all the cell lines and all that.
Oh, here he go.
All the lines is going down.
Yeah,
We're gonna put the EBS in.
Intergalactic dating. Oh my
there you go.
Yeah, I'm all right. Y'all crazy.
I want
now allegedly, this is Mr. Hunter.
You violating us. Don't show us that. I don't want to see that.
Oh. What the heck?
Violation. That's worse than Diddy right there. That's worse than any Diddy Anything? Well, let me not say anything, but wow! Oh, damn, it's not even finished.
No.
Oh,
Foul.
at least Diddy had a towel on.
Word. And she's screaming. Nobody peeked their head out.
Yo, he dragging on a
No
couple.
matter where, it appears that no matter what hotel you're in, if you're in one of these number, $30,000 a week hotel, and nobody's coming out their rooms, they know what goes down in those places.
Mm.
Who
I
here
can't-
never had a raspberry?
Huh?
A what?
A raspberry.
Oh, you mean
You're
like a,
too young.
And you scrape your skin on the asphalt.
right?
Yeah,
Oh.
I play sports, so I had them too many times.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
sliding to the second base if I could.
I
make
just called them bruises. No
Oh,
raspberry.
Yeah, but that's what she got. He's dragging her against her will, so it's more force because she's fighting him off and he's still pulling hard.
Look, this the funny part about these
That's
folks.
crazy.
They tell you who they are in their culture. When we were being raised, who we were taught were the first people on the planet, cavemen, right? How did cavemen select the mate? Bust upside the head and do that. Take her against her will. That's who they are. And they let you know. Whether they're talking about their early species or whether they're talking about their philosophers like Plato. They let you know. They're
I
savage.
just wanted to bring up the fact that that white women don't really have standards when the men have money. If you remember Army Hammer, that was crazy. And they didn't really publicize that at all. And there's a whole documentary about it and everything.
Who's that? Who's that sister?
Army Hammer. He is he actually played the Winklevoss twins in the Facebook movie. He played both of the characters, right? Tall, rich, good-looking white boy, look like he plays one of those sports that they don't have in urban schools. Lacrosse, rowing or something like that.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I'm rowing.
Yes, yeah, he the rowboat team, I don't know, whatever. So he is the heir to the Arm and Hammer money. Yeah, empire. And he told his girl that he wanted her inside of him. Now, not what you think. Not what you think.
Really?
Right. Not what you think. Hold on. It's worse than what you think.
Yeah.
He wanted her to go and have a rib surgically removed so he could cook it and eat it. Okay. Well, before she agreed to do that, he had told he liked to bite her and then make her take pictures of the bite marks and post it on Instagram.
When was this?
This was what?
This been going on
because I'm bad with the dates
for a while. For a while. You can actually see it on YouTube.
It's still going on right now.
I think the documentary is on Hulu. I want to say
Hulu, but you can see. I think it's somebody did like a 10-minute, summation of it. It's on YouTube. I'm gonna try to find it and I'll put it in the chat.
Oh, and his auntie wrote a book.
Go ahead, tell him.
The auntie wrote a book. The book was very interesting. The book, I mean, so it just really, the auntie really went deep about the family history, which was connected to the Hugh Hefner Playboy Mansion.
We just talked about.
So, exactly. So her father was all. It's all one big. So I just when people talk about Black women and the way we date, white women have no sense. As long as you got money, they will take anything, and that's what that Army Hammer documentary showed me. Because there's no way you could bite me, then force me to take a picture of it and put it on Instagram, and I'm like.
Look what my boo just did. Isn't it beautiful?
And they white, so it was like real. You can see the whole teeth and everything.
Blood. He popped some vessels. Go, baby. Pop them vessels.
Let
She
me
was
tell you,
all fine and dandy with it.
being a black man
When
all
he
my
was
life,
getting money.
being a black male all my life, it's nothing better than a black woman. And I will stand on that 10 toes down. God made anything better than the black woman, he kept it for himself.
Facts.
All them dudes who were snow bunny and bunny hopping and playing that foolishness
No Jamie Foxx for you.
I'm sorry?
No Jamie Foxx for you. He said no snow bunnies in public.
No, none in public, none in private, none in my dreams, none in fantasy world. Mm-mm. 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 And
That's what the hell with that.
and just listen to the depravity. Like, you ever watch videos of them? They take dumps in public. They say they don't wash their hands. It's like, are you serious?
Oh, and they don't wash anything.
They don't bathe.
Just let the water just
drip
that's
down.
what she said.
I just shampoo my hair and the shampoo water,
and
then I'm clean. I step out. What about no? And you know, and I used to work retail when I first started out, right? I used to work high-end retail, H. Bendel. Best experience of my life, right? But then I started to like put some dots together. Like those women's feet were mad dirty, and you would give them like they'd give them little inserts to put their feet in so that they didn't interrupt the shoe. Because you'd be like, "Why your feet so dirty? Let me get this for you."
Air Force Ones.
They weren't wearing Air Force Ones.
You know, they bury their sneakers before they put them on. I don't know why. Why do they sneakers look like that all the time? To the point that now Gucci has made distressed sneakers that look like they was worn and thrown in the trash. Like,
and our idioted folks, unfortunately, will be the first one online for them. Like, oh my God, look, the French Gucci, I got Gucci.
We like our joints crisp. You know that.
Yeah,
listen, the price tag is the crisp for this newer generation. That price tag, I paid X amount of dollars, and that's what they're looking at.
Living at mama's. Shout out
to actually, because I work in the industry is changing. There is a big shift where people are not seeking high-end brands anymore. And it is hurting their pockets. Gucci, Versace, all of them are talking about it, how their numbers are going down drastically. Thanks to people like, whether you agree with him or not, Kanye, because he dressed like a trash bag. So, you know, people like dressing like they don't wash, they like looking dirty, things that I don't know, but I wouldn't want to date today. Lord have mercy. Oh my God, I feel for y'all. I really do. I really feel for y'all heavy.
I feel for myself too. Thanks.
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna say a prayer for you because it's crazy out here.
Sister Keisha, you finna the show video?
Yeah, this is of the Alexander Brothers, and then we're going to continue with the next topic.
Okay.
I want to get into this reparations thing. Hold on.
Okay.
So developing right now, a family friend of those three brothers charged in a decades-long sex trafficking operation has now surrendered to authorities today.
Ohad fisherman also appearing in court where a judge set his bond. Local 10's Annalise Garcia was there for the hearing.
She's joining us live right now in Miami with the details. What happened out your way there, Annalise?
Christy, Janice, well, we saw a fisherman appear in court. He turned himself in officially. He just returned from his honeymoon last night, according to his attorney. He turned himself in today. He also was arraigned today. He's facing one charge of sexual battery. Ohad fisherman taken in handcuffs Wednesday morning after turning himself in at the Metro Justice Building in Miami.
Ohad fisherman on page 6.
The 39-year-old facing charges connected to a gang rape.
The alleged incident happened on December 31st, 2016, 8 years ago.
Fisherman returned from his honeymoon in Japan Tuesday night.
Thank you. And thank you, everybody, for allowing Mr. Fisherman to return from his honeymoon, and he did so last night.
Fisherman is a family friend of twin brothers Oren and Alon Alexander, along with their older brother Tal, who all face charges for sex crimes. Fisherman is named in one state case, an incident that allegedly occurred December 2016 in Miami Beach.
Fisherman then placed his knees behind the victim's shoulder area and pinned her arms down onto the bed. The victim stated she recalled Alon and Oren Alexander, the two brothers, arguing about who was going to rape her first.
His attorney says Fisherman denies the allegations.
He vehemently denies them.
Wednesday, Fisherman arraigned and given a $25,000 bond. He has to wear an ankle monitor, stay away from the victim, and turn in his U.S. and Israeli passports. He was taken into custody and he'll be booked into the jail.
No, Mr. Fisherman is anxious to resolve this and to vindicate his name.
I want to know, first of all, why he just got an ankle monitor and the brothers is in jail. He should be in jail with them. He should be in the feds right along with them.
Well, they only have one charge. That's probably why they're thinking, but I don't know. They should all be locked up. If Diddy is in there until May, then y'all need to party too. All together.
There you go. There you go. That's what I'm saying.
Wasn't this a criminal enterprise?
Yes. 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 That's why all three should be my boss. Thank you, Sister Brooke.
They're all in business together.
But they only have one charge on Fisherman.
Where are the RICO charges?
One thing I know, the first one to talk get the sweetest deal. So that tells you right there. He said, "Thank you for allowing me to go to Japan on my honeymoon," because he knows
and he's only has one charge to date, while the others have multiple charges.
Question.
Gets the sweetest deal.
The YSL case in Atlanta, didn't somebody snitch in that case too, and they still got RICOs?
Yeah, because homeboy started acting crazy. He was acting dumb on the stand.
Well, yeah. So we'll see what this one does.
YSL Woody.
Yeah. He said that he was a different person back then.
Yeah, and he couldn't read. He don't remember. He was lying. He's like, no, I was lying.
Right.
I just want to plead deal. He said, say he did it. I said it. I don't know. That's what he did. He got it then played dumb.
Yes, he did.
But again, remember, he was the hitter, though. He was the hitter. Same thing with Sammy the Bull. Sammy the Bull did all the work, but he told first.
Yeah.
Like, you know what?
Yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah.
But the rest of them still got RICOs. That's what I'm saying. How come they're not handing out RICOs like playing cards?
Oh, it's just starting.
Okay. We'll see.
And it's like with Jay-Z right now. He got charges, but it ain't nothing gonna stick on him.
Accusations.
Yeah, he's in the room though.
Accusations, not charges.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. My bad.
Which is a big difference. And Jay-Z, I think he was a lot smarter than a lot of these dudes. That's why he always distanced himself from everybody the moment they get in trouble. Because you can sense knuckleheads. And I'll be honest with you. I got a regular 9 to 5 and I be distancing myself from certain people now. Because I'm not trying to get caught up in nobody's stuff. Bad enough, I got caught up in somebody's stuff. You know what I'm saying? But and I say that, right, because we're going into 2025. Many of us remember when we was looking forward to 2000. Remember as kids, like, how old will I be when the year 2000 come? What will the future be like? We 25 years past 2000. We should not be doing the same foolishness as a community and as individuals.
Get off our Arrested Development. We're all stuck
right. We
in a
see
sunken place.
For everybody. I think Jay-Z was smart, distancing themselves and forging alliances with powerful people. Puff was like a big kid. You still want to party all the time. You still want to be seen. Everybody know when you're in the streets getting money, you're supposed to be quiet. You're supposed to be low, not supposed to be flamboyant. That's what jammed Puff up. And the fact that you did foolishness. Well, even if it was on the low, you don't steal box. You don't steal. If you can't convince a woman to be intimate with you, it's a no. It's a no. You can't grab her by the arms, twist her, spike her drink. That has never been cool. Yes.
Just like Diddy's job was to blackmail all them people that he did that to,
Right.
or coerce, if for lack of a better term, is the same way he was controlled to do that.
But here's the thing.
Go ahead.
Put yourself in a position to get blackmail.
Yeah, well, I mean, but it worked until last year or early this year.
It never works. And that's the point I'm making. We in 2025, we seen so many powerful men fall. We seen so many powerful people fall. Why do people? In fact, me and Doggy was having a conversation today about why we never mess with drugs. And I said, because I've always been scared. I said, how would you feel if they be like, yeah, your cousin Tad on crack? And I'm running outside talking about, I used to be a made dude. I used to be that dude. I know a lot of Sister Keisha family. They'll tell her, I am who I am. This is not an act. Sister Ruben know me for over 30 years. I am who I am. This is not an act. But imagine if I was a crackhead. How could you really respect me? And that's why I never did drugs. And that's why I didn't get involved with a lot of foolishness. And I told Doggy, I said, as we look back in time, because we was doing the music thing, that's how we know so many people. I said, now I see why we didn't make it. We was kept out because we had principles and morals. So they knew they couldn't invite us to the party because we'd have been like, yo, we ain't with this. What kind of freak shit y'all on?
Yeah.
Nah, ain't it?
Same here. Same
And
here.
nah, right.
Only the bottom lock is locked. I'm on camera right now.
But those who participate in that, they should have known already. This is how the game go. Like I said, people don't remember Sammy Davis Jr. last days. They try to discredit Sammy Davis Jr. They started talking about he owed all this money. Man, he was one of America's favorite black people.
I remember. I remember.
Oh, so when you study the music industry, you realize almost nobody makes it out alive or intact with their money, whether it's Phyllis Hyman, whether it's Donny Hathaway, whether it's Billie Holiday, whether it's Mike Prince. They're gonna strip you. What part makes you think you're untouchable? Dealing with these people, you have to be smart. You have to lay low and stay out of them people's business. Stay out their parties. Look what they did to Denzel. Denzel almost made it out unscathed, but then lo and behold, here he go. He got.
Well, what about his daughter's story or his son's story? Whatever that.
Who, Denzel's?
Yeah, he has a child who's come out. So I just feel like that may have been like something like, oh, child
came out the closet.
Yes.
All right. See, that's a cop out. I'm not saying you, but for him, because I got a child that has an alternative lifestyle. I got a daughter that has an alternative lifestyle. I still love her. She know daddy don't support that at all. I'm not going to act like I do just to show my daughter I love her and support her. I love you and I support you, but I don't support this. Same way as if she was to smoke crack. I'm
well,
like,
that's why I give props
to behavior. We got to draw the line and just
Jackie Chang, kudos to him because his daughter has an alternative lifestyle, or his son, whatever. And he disinherited the whole entire family. He was like, none of y'all get my paper. I don't agree with this. You're still my child, but this is not what I believe in. And this is not how I believed I raised you. And so you make it on your own.
I agree with you, sis. Because, me and somebody else was having this conversation recently. And I was just on the train coming home from work and seeing two young boys, like high school dudes, give each other a kiss, see you later. I'm just stomach churning. I'm like, what are they putting in these foods? And we see what the images, we see that the image is promoting this lifestyle rather this death style. Because Sister Keisha, I think about when we were coming up, how the gangsterism was promoted to our generation. Because I can remember a lot of good kids who are currently locked up right now for deletions. For taking dudes out. And I'm like, what happened to this good kid with so much promise and potential? But of course, it was the music, the imagery, the false narrative on what manhood is in our community. And now they just got rid of manhood altogether, which I seen was going to happen in 2000 when they started hitting black dudes with RICOs, when they started going in all the projects around New York City, locking up black men 20, 30, 40 at a time. And when I seen that, right, Sister Keisha, Brother Black, Sister Brooke, I said, who's going to raise these young men? I knew I was out here as a handful of us, but they were locking up a lot of black men, whether it was Fort Greene, Farragut, up in Harlem. In fact, in 2001, I was sliding through the penal system, and I met some brothers from Harlem. And I said, well, what are you doing in Brooklyn House? They said, because they locked 40 of us up, and they can't put us in one jail because chances are we'll take over the jail. So they put us in different jails around the city. And they did that with all of the crews. This was 2001, 2002. And I said, there's not gonna be anybody left to raise the young black men. Let's fast forward. We 2024 now. Kids that was a baby, you a year old in 2001, you're now 24. You're lost, confused, because you had the bubble gum rap and all that foolishness that was sold to us. You got the little whore culture right now from the young ladies that's rapping right now. All of this is pushed on our children, the over-sexualization. And then you take the icons of hip-hop and talk about their sexual depravity. Meanwhile, the puppet masters are the real freaks. And even when they get jammed up, it's not brought to light because victims are coming forward. And this is why they have to do something, because there are real victims. And I don't ever want us to minimize the people that are victimized, just sensationalize watching somebody of high stature go down, whether it's R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, Diddy, Jay-Z, whatever, because it just feeds into the narrative that black men ain't shit. This is what they put on YouTube. This is what the red pill community is saying. This is what the extreme feminist community is saying. And we cannot win if we're divided as a community. But we have to have our own thought processes and patterns and start questioning everything that mainstream media tells us. We have to question it. So they make allegations on Jay-Z, right? And I'm going to get off my soapbox. Me and Jay-Z are from the same culture. People say Jay-Z really wasn't out there like that. I just laugh and say, you wasn't outside like that. I know for a fact that he was out there like that. And he shows in how he took nothing and built $1 billion empire with it. But when you do that, you have to make powerful alliances. You have to surround yourself with people that could absorb the blows that's going to be thrown your way. Because just like in the hood, whether it's Fort Greene, Farragut, or Langston Hughes projects, the moment you get $2 over lunch money, the people in that area want your head. They want your chain, they want your car, they want your life. Think how many brothers is locked up doing time right now for deleting somebody over a pair of sneakers, a jacket, a chain, or a brick. So Jay-Z understand how that worked, and he surround himself with lawyers. And 50 does the same thing. 50 said he spent about $3 to $5 million annually just on lawyers, just keeping them around, because we got to understand, same as with the drug game, don't play the game if you don't know the rules. If you getting money, you bet to have a lawyer on deck. You bet to, because a lawyer is an esquire. Esquire is a shield. That's what it means. They speak a whole nother language. And if you don't understand the language of this game you playing, you already signed up to lose. But again, these people created the game. That's why Billy Carson lost that debate. You know what I'm saying? When people talk about Billy Carson, yeah, you're not going to beat these people at their game. They made up the myths. How you going to debate them about their myths? You bugged out. You thought you was going to win reading them old Dr. York scrolls. All that stuff Billy Carson was talking about. Billy Carson, Young Pharaoh, Brother. We've been reading the scrolls when they was down there across the street from McDonald's on Flatbush and Fulton back in the 1991.
Not the Dr. York scrolls. I am on the floor.
Bro, sister, you know what I'm talking about? Come on, from the Ansar Allah community. Come on, everybody's late to the party is the point I'm making. And we a quarter century in the new millennium, and people are still making the same stupid ass mistakes. They bugged all the way out. So when they go down, I don't feel bad for them, because allegations is one thing. I've been lied on, you know what I'm saying? So allegations is serious. But as Sister Keisha said, when your character is up to par, I ain't saying I'm perfect now, because I make my mistakes. You know what I'm saying? But when people could really vouch for you and say, well, I known him since junior high school, public school. I never known him to do no foul stuff like that. Now, he might bust somebody upside the head. Yeah, he's always with that. But you know, violating women, nah. Because if I can't convince you, if I can't talk you into seeing the benefits, I don't want it. Not no alcohol, not no marijuana, not no pills. None of that has ever been cool. None of that. You need an adult, willing participant. And these dudes need to know that when you partying with these, you don't know these people. You don't know these people. Yeah, you getting money with them. Yeah, they gave you $1 million, but they ain't gonna give you nothing they can't stand to lose. You geese because they give you $10 million and they got 100 billion. What is that to them? We need to reevaluate our system, because the fact of the matter is, as we move forward as a community, as we move forward to take on bigger tasks, we really got to realize who's in our circle. We really have to understand that. Can you keep a secret? Can you move stealth? Can you be quiet? Can you do that? I survived a long time. My name is Tad Cromwell. I ain't hiding from nobody. Everybody like, yo, I went to school with him. When Sister Keisha said, yo, you know half my family. Because I'm not professing to be somebody different. My name ain't Unc Ra Separepentar and Comedic High Priest, nothing. I ain't got no tattoos of the Aya Heru on my eyes. I'm not stupid big beads with an anointed Ankh. Nah, I'm just me. I'm just a dude from the hood who care about our people. And I think the only way we really gonna move forward as a community is stop engaging in foolishness. You know, it's unfortunate that Puff got to go through what he got to go through, because I'm a father. So I'm not looking at Puff as, I'm thinking about his daughters. I'm thinking about his children. Little girls, again, have to grow up without a father. So when we keep talking about fathers not being in the home, it ain't always that dudes walk out voluntarily. Sometimes you get incarcerated. Sometimes you get deleted. And we have to make sure every day that we do what we got to do to go home to those people that love us. Because at the end of the day, that's all anybody want to be. When I went to the ER the other day, I just want to go home. When I get locked up, I just want to go home. That's the safest place you can be. And you have to ensure that you create a safe environment for yourself and those people you love who live within those four walls. My baby Kayla called me, Daddy, I heard you wasn't feeling well. You all right? Da, da, da. I'm glad my baby called me. My baby's 17. She's still concerned about her daddy. You know what I mean? But that's because it's filled with love in my family. I'm the leader. I'm the head. But I try to do right by my family. Not try. I do right by my family. They don't always agree because they don't understand. And as Black men, we need to take leadership back. And what leadership look like is, part one, control our image. Stop letting these people create narratives about who we are. When we see that, we see the Nickelodeon dude, we see Abercrombie and Fitch. Shit, we seen Joe Biden filling up on the little kids and stuff like that. And now we see Hunter Biden on his P. Diddy Part 2 in the hotel. Come on, man. Come on. We really got to.
Crazy.
Hey, we're going to have to resurrect Corn Pop to get him.
Uh-oh.
Whoever Corn Pop is on.
And then too, like you said, Tad, see, Diddy should have had the same discernment.
Yes.
I got children.
Yes.
This got to change, but apparently not. Apparently not. He can give two shits. And so this is the repercussions. And as far as Jay-Z is concerned, I don't know who, if this woman is telling or who the damn person is. We don't even know who the person is. Has been identified yet. But we live in a world where people could just throw charges on you out of nowhere. And now that they got this extended grievance period where you got up to 25 years, where you could come out, you know what I mean? You really have to be double careful. And that's why I keep my circle small. Because I don't trust no goddamn body. You can't come to my goddamn house. I don't care how cool we are. This is my sacred space. You ain't related to me, you not rolling up in here. Period. And even some of them know what time it is. Don't bring your ass to my door, because it's going to be a problem. So you got to be real careful how you move out here. And also, you may progress. And you may do things to change your life. Like Tad said, you know, Jay-Z was out there hustling in them streets back then. That circle is going to come around.
Yep.
That circle is going to come around. Be careful how you move out here. Now, Thanksgiving holiday. My cousin Sean was there, and he was like, "What's up with Tad?" So I'm like, "Tad who?" Now I didn't know he knew Tad, but this is how if somebody said, "What's up with Marcia?" Marcia who? I don't roll like that. Don't be asking me about nobody I know, unless I know you know them. So anyway, he said, "Come on, Geesh. I know where you going with this." But I don't know for real. I'm gonna call him on the phone right now.
That's my bro.
But even Sean will tell you, this character you see is what I've always had. Period. That's why you could go back to Fort Greene and will tell you that. It's not, oh, she changed because back then she was doing this, now she's doing that. Not at all. I've always had this particular character. I've always had high standards. Ask Sean, he'll tell you. I don't play that because I got younger sisters, cousins, and friends. Those of us who came before, we have to be the example. You can't be out here reckless and then want somebody to give you respect. That's not going to happen. So we got to change how we do things. Now, it's no surprise that Jay moved in circles that were unsavory. We just put it that way because I don't want my First Amendment attorney calling me and say, "I told you don't say that." But anyway, I can say that.
Let me say it for you.
No, because that's gonna be my bill. No, she don't be playing with me. But anyway, moving unsavory circles, doing unsavory things, and expecting it not to come around. That's not how life works.
Word.
That's not how life works. But I'm gonna get off my soapbox.
Just real quick, and I'm glad you said that because the one thing I can always say for myself and you know the people I still rock with is even when we was in unsavory circles, we didn't do salacious things. I'll say that. You know, we got our money, how we got it, but like the violation of other people's persons, that wasn't it. Unless you violated, then you got the hands, you know what I'm saying? All that other foolishness. And those, you know, I'm from, you know, sisters, we from the same cloth, the old school cloth, where certain things you don't do. You respect the elders and protect the children. That's it. Regardless of what you're doing, you protect the children, respect the elders. You know, and I think folks lost sight of that. And that's why Karma is paying her visit to a lot of people, you know.
Yep, it's crazy. But shout out to Sister Carol. We go back to high school. Okay, Madison. What'd she say? I never had no crazy character out here. Never. Never. So if somebody came out like we about to move 2025, we about to have this big political shift, of which we're going to discuss when we return. But I have to have a particular character to do that. I can't be out here sleeping with my best friend's son, stealing money from such and such, and coming up with fake buildings and all this. I can't have a character like that.
Shout out to Dr. Sukiana.
I can't do those type of things because you're gonna look at me in a particular light. I can't move like that. So keep this in mind with this reparations committee that happened last week or yesterday. This is the committee. Now, it was streamed live, and some folks were there. Sister Brooke was there, Veronica was there. The Reparation Task Force, all the committee members was there, I believe, except for one, right? Sister Brooke?
Yes. But they came late, but they came.
Right. Well, honey, let me start with Queens. Because they allowed people to testify, 3 minutes, I believe it was. Was he from December 12th? The dude from Queens who said that he is a part of the Talented 10? Or was that someone else? I think it was somebody else.
I didn't get to rewatch the testimony, but I think it was. I think I know who you're talking about, and I think he did say December 12th.
Yes,
that was the one he had like red or something on.
And he said he from Queens, and because before he spoke, I think people were perturbed about what Sister Veronica said when she brought up the Zionists getting reparations and so on and so forth, because right after that, you had a chaplain come in and she tried to clean up, right?
Mhm.
Clean up.
That was the
And,
one in the
one that
African
looked
print
like
dress.
our name's Baron. No, Veronica with the afro.
Right. She had the dress. Yes, I remember.
Right. So then the chaplain came in right behind her and
Yes.
tried to clean it up.
Yes.
Along with one of the committee members.
He's the one who said that.
Right. Now, before we move on, this is the committee. Here goes Sunken Place. She commissioned this committee. There is Sister Brooks' favorite, Seersucker Suit Dude. Here you go. State Majority Leader, Senate Majority Leader, Andrea Cousins. Carl E. Hasty. Seersucker Suit, James Sanders. Michelle Solange. Right? This is the committee, right?
You know, I was there. I didn't stay for the public hearing.
Hold on. There is Ron Daniels. I'm trying to get the list. And he got his ass handed to him, and rightfully so. It was about to go real left just before you, right after you left, Sister Brooke. That's when I text you.
You waited till we were outside because
yes.
the FBA family was outside chit-chatting and, you know, kind of recapping and stuff like that. And we were also being filmed. And that melee was going on, and we kind of like perked up. But by the time we got in there, yeah, it was over.
He was talking real greasy. Ron Daniels. And those of us who've been around enough, we ought to know he's a, I'm gonna be nice tonight. He ain't for us. Let me just put it that way. Right?
He's not like us. He's not like us.
Right. He was talking real. D12 was up there. They pissed me off too, as normal. They talk a lot of BS. And I'll tell them all to their face they all that.
Well, how did it go left? You got video or?
Well, actually, this video I don't have. Do you have it, Sister Brooke? Because
the only video I have is one from Twitter. So I don't know if you could play with that on here. But they have, you know, they take forever to post the video online.
Is it on your Twitter page?
No, not my Twitter. I'm gonna repost it right now, so it will be on my Twitter page. Hold on.
All right.
Well, I was at that meeting because it's just down the road from my house. I did not stay for the open public announcement because I thought the meeting was unproductive in the beginning. And anything that followed that would just be, you know, people venting. And we already know what our problems are. We just really have to start working on solutions. And from my standpoint, this was the very first time I attended one of these meetings, in person or online, you know, so this was my first introduction. And they're still discussing staffing, you know, and still discussing who's going to do the research and how the research is going to come in. Are we going to hire a body of people to do the research, or are we going to open it for any research to come in? At the end of the day, you know, Lori Daniels, who, you know, I've experienced in several ways, I felt that in some way she was prohibiting the people from truly having a voice by tabling who's going to present information on the idea of reparations, because she's saying, well, let's just have an open call and everybody presents information, yada, yada, yada. I don't think that's really fair, but then again, I don't know. Are these people getting paid? There's a $5 million or $7 million budget on the table. There's no staff. They're asking for more time. There's no concrete anything that I saw from that meeting. And when it came 7:00 and I knew, you know, my care in my home was leaving, I was like, you know what, I'm going home because I really don't want to hear the venting session. And, you know, if there was 60 people there, You know, there were people. So I'm not sure.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Right now, they're having these meetings so that they can pretty much try to get an understanding of what people are feeling. A lot of people who came up to the mic was emotional and talking a whole lot of BS, wasting time. I don't want to hear poems. I don't want to hear about something that happened. I don't want to hear that.
Not
Get
the
to the
poem.
goddamn point.
And that's even the Congress people or the elected officials from Queens that were, oh, welcome to the exciting 28 and blah, 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 blah. I was like, shut up. Because are you talking about what this can create for our community, or are you just boasting, oh, the 28 and the 28 was like crap?
As I said before, and I mentioned this to Sister Brooke, because I've been in this game too long. Anything that these political parties set up before you is a farce. That's why it happened in California, and that's why the sisters and the elder brothers in Tulsa, Oklahoma couldn't receive reparations. They are gatekeepers. Every last one of them are gatekeepers. I don't care how pro-black they talk. They are wedded and aligned with mostly the Democrat Party or the Republican Party. That's why we have to delineate ourselves from these political parties. We have to get out of them if we're going to move progressively. Two, I don't want someone like a Ron Daniels speaking on behalf of anything Black people are doing. Anything. He's slick. He tried to. I'm really trying to hold myself here. But the people who were left in the room went in on him, and it got so disrespectful that even the panel, the remaining committee members, got up and said enough is enough. He caused total disruption at the end of the meeting. I don't care what anybody, I don't want his kids involved. I don't want none of that. I'm telling y'all, they are gatekeepers. They are gatekeepers.
Absolutely.
Every last one of them.
Absolutely.
But go ahead, Sister Brooke. I'm gonna give the floor to you. Tell the people what you witnessed, what you heard, what took place while you were there, and then we'll move forward. Go ahead.
Okay, so it's funny that you should say that, you know, that it was a farce. Did you get a chance to hear my testimony?
I did hear your testimony. Go ahead.
Okay. So I basically, I came a little late because traffic was crazy. There was a tractor trailer down on the belt or the conduit or whatever. And so traffic was crazy and it was raining. So I got there late, but I was listening live on my way there. And so in the beginning, but I've been able to listen to the beginning of the meeting just to make sure, you know, of what I missed. The first thing I want to mention is they gave us these like printouts, right? And the first thing we all noticed was the third bullet point. It says LGBTQ plus history and activism. So let me read to you what these bullets are supposed to be. More than 25,000 educators across New York and countless community members have participated in our locally focused workshops on the following subjects: emerging better informed and prepared work for positive change in their communities. I don't really understand. So that was the first thing that a lot of us had issue with before they even started talking. I do agree with you that it seems to me that this committee is pretty much being lined up to fail. And that was evident in the fact that what's this, the light-skinned curly-haired sister, not Dr. Daniel's daughter.
Solange. I think her name was Solange. Yeah.
So Solange was saying that she had taken part in multiple commissions like this and task force and things like that, and they always come with a staff already.
Yeah, she told the chairperson off. She was like, I don't know why you don't know how to handle these meetings. You're supposed to already have a moderator for the Zoom. You're supposed to have a lot of things in place. And yes, when it's fully staffed, this will be going. But again, it's still very confusing on why at least you didn't get volunteers. So why you're not
But that's
enlisting the
because, hold
community.
on, Marcia, hold on,
What I
Marcia,
would say,
because go ahead, Sister Brooke.
I view that differently. Now, not to say that Solange is our friend, but in this particular instance, I thought she was speaking truth. She was saying that these commissions, before they even get there, they usually already have staff in place to do these things. And the fact that they only have a year to get their findings together, to make their recommendations, that on top of that, they have to find staff. So I don't think she wasn't giving her the business on that. She was giving her the business on the work groups. That's what she was giving her the business on. She wasn't really giving her the business on that part. She was just stating, like, I've done this before. And every other time that I have done this, there has been a staff in place already. When we got there, we didn't have to pick a staff. We didn't hire. She goes, and now she goes to hire through the city is going to take 90 to 120 days. And they need, so I also want to publicize this. So if we have any family that could apply for these positions, they are looking for, hold on, I wrote it down here, the contractors. They're looking for a historian, a researcher, a general counsel, and they already have an executive director who they already have kind of picked out. Her name, I wanted to know if this name sounded familiar to you, Sister Keisha. Chisholm Stroker.
But she's not hired yet.
No, she's not hired yet, but that's what they're looking for.
She is a potential candidate as the executor.
But they're still trying to get through this 90 to 120 day process through the city. So, I also thought it was very interesting that Dr. Jenkins, the chairperson, and Tara Reid, who came in a little late due to traffic as well, they wanted to work with work groups from the community. And Esquire Solange was opposed to that vehemently. She was vehemently opposed to that, and so was Dr. Daniels' daughter.
Now, is that really Dr. Daniels' daughter? Or I don't, Lori Flavors, we'll talk offline.
Okay. So they were definitely opposed to working with work groups, and I really appreciated the way the chair and Dr. Jenkins fought to try to have community participation with the work groups, but they were not having it and they voted against it. They wanted to table it and talk about it later, and they were
Daniels had that table cut off. No, everyone submit conversations about whatever through this open call thing. And I think that's going to be even crazier than the 190.
Well, they do have a link on the website, of which I put in the chat, where you can give your testimony. This is nothing new. I actually did it for my ancestor who fought in the Civil War with the U.S. Congress. So I had to do the same thing. So it's just different mechanisms on how they take testimony. That's it. So that's not strange at all. But I'm gonna play this clip. I think it's Sister Brooke's testimony and Veronica, and we'll come right back and we'll discuss it. Hold on.
Boy, Brooke, I'm not sure. Breuk. Okay. Following Divine Prince, Samuel Weatherspoon,
Veronica Nicky, and Brother Charles Mitchell. Yeah. You're next. Thank you.
Who is eligible for reparations? This is a crucial question that needs to be answered to ensure that the outcome is legal and effective. It is important to note that affirmative action was recently struck down by the Supreme Court because it was based on race. The only way for any form of reparations to be legally sound is if they are applied to a federally recognized status, such as freedmen and all the Black or Negro people on the 1870 census and their descendants. Reparations based on race will face challenges at every level. It is not legally permissible for reparations to be given to all Black New Yorkers, but they can be given to freedmen. The terms freedmen and freed women refer to the former African slaves who were emancipated by the Emancipation Proclamation and the 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. This approach has been successful for other groups, such as the Japanese Americans. In 1988, the Civil Liberties Act provided $20,000 to each of the approximately 60,000 living Japanese Americans who were interned during World War II. Not all Japanese Americans received reparations, only those who were directly affected by the internment camps and their descendants. The other Japanese people did not oppose this distinction. Similarly, Native Americans have received compensation for land and other benefits after being forcibly removed from their native lands. In 1971, the U.S. government gave Native American Eskimos and Aleuts $962 million worth of land in Alaska in exchange for relinquishing their Aboriginal claims to the rest of the state. This legal strategy has been successful in providing reparations to specific groups. If the commission proceeds with reparations for any recipients other than freedmen, we, the freedmen, will question the commission's true intentions. We have often seen our efforts for justice redirected to other communities, resulting in centuries of ongoing harm without resolution, and communities who were not in the country at the time of our enslavement receiving benefits for what we fought for, leaving us without repair even after all of these years. Dr. Daniel brought up the Reparations Commission in California, and we should discuss it. The Democratic leadership purposely waited until the last moment to bring the bill for a vote and ultimately refused to do so, preventing it from being voted on. We are aware of the political tactics used to sabotage the well-crafted and legally sound bill of the California family vote for reparations and the freedmen. To continue with that language is not legally actionable, and we will know your true intentions, and we will know that that was the plan all along.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Sister Brooke.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. But I was listening. I listened to the whole thing, but because I want our people to be trained on how to articulate an argument without emotion. There was so much emotion and a bunch of rhetoric that took place that I really got annoyed. I was really, really annoyed with the majority, 95%. That's how much annoyed I was.
But that's to be expected. You got to play past it, and I think
no, it shouldn't be expected, and that's the problem.
Yeah,
because we are hold on, family. We are so politically and legally inept to forge an argument. We look ridiculous, and this has been happening since Kelly House. Since Kelly House, this has been happening. It's problematic. And so that's why, we have to going forward how to show people, to teach people rather, how to form arguments with the emotion out of it so that you can articulate your point and get it through. Because again, they give you about 3 minutes, right?
I said 3 minutes. That's why I had 2 phones. I had one as a timer so I could see how I was doing, and the phone with my speech. You know, because I didn't want them cheating me on my time.
But yeah, so but now let's see what Sister Veronica said. That when hold on, and we'll come back because I want y'all to understand. And Sister Veronica, you know I love you to death, but you was driving me crazy yesterday. Hold on, here we go. Here we go. Hold on, family.
Yes.
Oh, it's after him, I think. Hold on.
That allows us to
Yeah.
grow.
Yeah, that was the one who was saying poems, right?
Or who have done 5 years.
No, the poem guy was the Italian white guy.
Yeah.
That's the one
Oh,
who had.
hold on. Here go Veronica. Veronica should be right after him.
Incarcerated not for committing
Because
crime, but for being
I see the
descendants of
chaplain.
so-called slaves, and just
I didn't
because
even know
they
this was-
were not of the right color, have done life and are doing life now, or doing years, being locked up today, from the past up into today and tomorrow. I would suggest and recommend that most of my sisters and brothers who are incarcerated for nonviolent crimes or who have
What the hell is he
5
talking about?
years incarcerated should be
See what I'm talking about?
released from jail.
Not on topic. Way
And
off
not have
topic.
to be in
We're not
jail
talking about that
for
right
just
now.
being descendants of
This ain't the-
slaves.
This is what
And
I'm
this
talking
You don't
about.
understand, and your community leaders aren't
Not
helping
many
you understand
other
what the topic is on the
They're not
table.
gonna help you. They are
Of
not
course
gonna
not. They
help you.
want their community to look like idiots so that they can tell them, "White,
And
come on, come on, come on! We got all of these free buildings for you."
worse than homeless
Listen,
people. We
we have to get
an
out
influx
of the
of
way we have been
migrant
doing
and
things. It's
immigrant
like
people coming to this
we don't
country
learn the
that are
lessons
being
of the
served
past. We keep
and taken
repeating
care of.
them.
What about
And
us?
that's
I
why
have
in
nothing against
January,
anyone,
we're going to
but I
have
have a
forums, and
lot
I got to
that we
reach out
should
to
do
some
for
people
ourselves,
during
and
this holiday
reparations should be
break
identified
so that we can
with
set up
that.
some meetings immediately. So, Brother Ray, I'll be calling you as well because we have to move. I can't take this anymore. I am so frustrated with us as a people, disgusted at this point with the ignorance. In the age of technology, you're still dumb as rocks,
My name is
and you
Chaplain
move that way.
Sandra
You
Mitchell.
so emotional.
I am the chairperson for housing at the National Action Network.
I thought this was
And
Inez
I am
Barron
also
at
the
first.
VP of
I was like,
Education
sisters,
at
get
the
out.
So is this Veronica?
No,
No, that's not Veronica.
Oh.
Veronica, I
and
think,
the right to
because
counsel.
I know she was after you.
But,
Hold on.
but,
I think, hold on.
Reparations.
I like what she said with the red shirt.
The energy.
Listen to Ron Daniels. Hold on, listen to this fool.
Of the positions that have been articulated. I found it all very, very, very heartening.
This is the end?
In terms of
Yeah, this is when he started.
with the reparations,
When he started.
struggle.
Then he
And I'll say
stopped and
that
came back.
admittedly as an OG that has been involved in this work for most of my life. I just want to make a few comments in response to what has been said, because I think we need to continue this dialogue. I said earlier that we have folks who have most recently engaged in the struggle, and that's a good thing, and that brought a lot of energy to the struggle. And that's why we need to have a dialogue in terms of how we move forward. And I appreciate Senator Sanders' notion that we can disagree.
Bump
without
that,
being
Senator
disagreeable,
Sanders.
and we can debate our positions. And there's a lot of debate going on about, you know, the nature of what reparations should look like. Let me first and foremost say that the National African American Reparations Commission, for that very reason, put together a document called a 10-point reparations program to be instructive and to be helpful. So we
Which
can
is
add
BS.
that. I wish you would add that to your resource.
because then this
material.
organization would
Again,
function.
put together by people who are long-term advocates in this struggle. I'd like to also say that there were organizations mentioned, like in Cobra. December 12th movement, I think, was also referenced among the Black.
All failures. All failures.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
All failures.
Failed.
And this is
I
the
did
problem.
nothing.
This is the problem. They don't realize that.
You
Yeah,
don't see
you
Violet?
listen. Y'all can go on YouTube. My video is on YouTube where I had the address in Cobra. I addressed the NAACP, that Freakazoid Cruise, Native American group. I addressed them all clearly and concise. What it is and what it should be. They all full of crap. Every last one of them. And then he started rambling. When there was the movie Judas Factor, right? About Fred Hampton. Sister Veronica was there. She could tell you. I was a part of a panel. I was asked to be a part of the panel about the film. And then people started talking about reparations and some other things. These two dingbats from D12, the whole time they talking about programs, jobs,
money for the churches. You heard that part?
Yes. So
and the churches have enough money that they're not doing anything
hold
with.
on. Let me finish my point. And shout out to Pam Africa, because she can also attest to what went down. I said, are y'all effing crazy? That's not what reparations is. And if you and your group are a part of it, we won't get anything. You are scapegoating the enslavement and the descendants of enslaved Africans for access to whiteness. That's what D12 wants. So he got a little tizzy, and I said, I don't care how you feel. I don't care how none of your group feel. They can all come and see me, is what I told her. Ask Pam Africa. She was there. In Cobra. Not everybody in Cobra is trash, but you are. You failed. You failed. It's over. You have to let a new regime come in and do so, because apparently
with new tactics.
Right. Since your inception, you haven't moved the needle an inch. So it's a failure in business. That's why Black organizations fail and die out. They don't operate like a business. If this was a business, you would all be fired for incompetency. But we still want to big these people up like they somebody they not.
Or even a sports team. Or even a sports team. If he was the coach of the Yankees,
Now we have this whole superstar legend. Oh my God, look at the legend. Look at the legend. They can't do no wrong, but they've been doing wrong. 30 years later, 40 years later, when your people aren't advancing, like, you know, I tell you, I was at this meeting early and I left early, but to see the kowtowing to the assembly person of the community who hasn't done anything in the community, and because I'm in the community, I saw them all flocking to her like, oh, praise the queen. No. Look at your community, brothers and sisters, and we don't live in a community. I'm just saying that because I have high hopes, but we live in a hood where nobody cares about each other. We'll stab each other in the back and keep walking around and say, hey, that's my best friend the next day. Yo, the hood is crazy. That meeting was crazy. It was very disorganized. There's no structure. And if Ron Daniels, Dr. Ron Daniels, could sit there and say, I've been on a committee for reparations for X amount of years, and you couldn't bring any structure to this, as an older, you are wasting everyone's time. You bring no
WPAI.
You bring no
WPAI.
Exactly. You bring no wisdom to the table. What? You bring no wisdom. An elder person, a senior person is supposed to bring wisdom to the table and help facilitate things.
You can't do
you can't do anything. You just sat there.
I'm getting frustrated.
I was so
we gotta close out. I gotta get out of here because it's deeper than that. I put the link in the chat. Y'all can watch I think it was 5 hours or whatever.
Yes, it was. Real quick. I wanted you to notice that how in the beginning when Senator Searsucker Sue was up there, he said that that he was calling it back pay. I want you to remember my first speech. That he took that from my first speech, and I was like, we have heard that before. So I just wanted to point that out, that they are listening to us. And the emails make a difference, because that's what got Dr. Jenkins as vice chair instead of Dr. Daniels, because the chair said she read the emails. So, things like that are making a difference. I'll just put it that way.
Listen.
And a win is not just a win for reparations. A win is them not passing a bill that says reparations that is not reparations.
There you go. And shout out to the brother from I forget the organization for reparations.
The Freedman Project.
Freedman Project, yes.
Brother Divine.
Yes. Shout out to him.
Brother Divine.
Now, here's the thing, because we got to move differently in 2025. We are going to forge a movement and a boycott like never before. We are boycotting both political parties, Democrat and Republican. Nothing like this has ever been done before. And the forefront of this movement is reparations. And we're going to have workshops on how you can articulate your argument. And I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. I don't want you to change who you are. You don't got to dress like me and talk like me and anything else. I ain't with all that. Like Brother Tad said, if you worship the head of lettuce, I could care less. But when we out here, you on code. And this is what you must do. So get ready for January 2025. It's going to be something like you've never seen before. As reparation at the center of the platform, historical context, educate the public on the legacy of slavery, segregation, redlining, systemic discrimination, emphasizing on a cumulative economic, social, and psychological harm that has been inflicted upon us. And we like to negate that part. We like to negate that part. Listen, debt democracy, I got a whole litany of things. We're going to get into it. January 2025. Get ready. We are moving in a new direction. We're going to have our own PSAs done. We're reaching out to all independent Black media. Let me say that again. All independent Black media. Not WBAI, Ron Daniels, because you on a plantation over there. So keep your goddamn mouth closed. Real independent Black media. I'm forming a committee that will reach out to those independent Black media outlets and make sure that our argument is articulated continuously. We will have workshops in just about every major city in this country. We are moving full steam ahead 2025. That's just the tip of what I'm telling y'all that's going to happen. So get ready I hope that we will have representation from at least one person from every Black organization here in New York City, in the tri-state area. I'm going to work it out with Brother Ray where we can have a Wednesday and do that. For those of you across the country who won't be able to make it, some of the information will be available for you on Zoom, because we have to move politically. Rhetoric gets us nowhere. A falsehood of political party or political affiliation gets us nowhere. And that's the reason why for the past few months, I've been teaching you all the history of these political parties to help you also formulate your argument. I stand on history, period. And history is determined by facts backed up by evidence. So this is why I do what I do. It's just not because I want to, because I'm ready to move us in another direction. So we have come to the end of our program, family. Hope you enjoy your families in the next week, whether you celebrate the holiday or not. Take some time to reflect on yourself and think about what Sister Marcia said. What are your plans for 2025? Sister Brooke, your final thoughts and comments? Let's get the people up out of here.
When I went in that reparations, I had a goal in mind, and that was basically to put them on notice that we see you. There was a gentleman, a part of the reason why Dr. Daniels was the way he was because it was a gentleman who just basically said, we see you, but he said it real, not politically correct. I wouldn't even say politically correct. He just said it in a way they didn't like. He didn't say anything. He wasn't trying to.
Spooky?
Huh?
Spooky, is that the word?
No, he aggressive. I would say maybe like just a little, like I see you. You know what I mean? But he didn't threaten them. And it's like Dr. Daniels, Senator Searsucker suit, they all just got their feathers all riled up, even the ladies, everybody turned into Karens, and they started like, I thought they were going to call the police on the brother, and I really didn't like that. So I wanted to find a way to let them know that if you continue with this illegal language, a bill based on race, that that we know that is illegal, then we know that I wanted them to know that we know that that you're doing this on purpose. And that is basically what I wanted on record. And I'll end it right there. Thank you so much, guys, for letting me join.
Where can they follow you? Where can they follow you, Sister Brooke?
I am Brooke.az on Instagram. I am Brooke on YouTube. And I am Brooke.az, I believe, on Facebook as well.
Brother Black, your final thoughts and comments.
Once again, it's been a great presentation. I loved it. Thank you, Sister Brooke, for your contribution. The panel know I love them, and the people out there watching, we getting through is almost a new year according to man and not the man, but nevertheless, we move on. Just continue watching the dismantleization of what we know is RWS, which is racist or racial white supremacy, and all of its derivatives thereof. We see it now, they're not even saying that these orbs or beings or whatever they are hovering in the air everywhere, all over the world now. It ain't just New York and New Jersey and, East Coast, North Texas, California, everywhere, internal in the country too. Everybody's reporting otherworldly activity if it is. If it isn't, it is what it is. I wouldn't worry about it if you know you're on the righteous and narrow, and just continue doing that. My name is Blacksmith on Facebook. My name is Basil Medina. The name of my blog is www.melanininstitute.blogspot.com. Much love to the peoples. Keep on living. Let's get to this fake next year so that we can get the next year for real, for real. Peace.
Sister Marcia, your final thoughts and comments.
Well, is this our last program for the year?
It is.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, Sister Keisha doesn't like gentlemen, but brothers and sisters, I'd like to thank you for a fabulous 2024. I'd like to thank you for dedicating your 2 hours with us and spending that time and learning something from us. I hope we educated you. And like Sister Keisha said, we are no longer going to be the passive income for any political party. We will activate ourselves by removing ourselves from a party and becoming independent and making them work for their money and our vote. Our vote matters, and our vote means something. They no longer have the luxury of saying, oh, I don't have to do this and I don't have to do that. No, you got to work hard to make me vote for you. And in terms of all of these reparations conversations, and even in my my mother's country, there are reparations conversations. If you're not organized, if you don't have your paperwork intact, you are just toiling and boiling and not moving a needle. And so let's truly get organized and stack up our paperwork and have real arguments on the table. Because what I witnessed, and I was just looking at the chair meeting, was a debauchery. And it was sad and unfortunate. And I want our people to be more. We deserve more. We are more. And let us claim the more that we are going to be. Tomorrow, December 21st, starts the winter solstice. So let's get aligned. The longest days are coming and the shortest days are coming. So let's get ready to be the most powerful people that we can be, because this time is ours. 2025 and beyond is for us. So make time flourish, or may it flourish. Whatever you choose, it's up to you. It's all in your hands. Have a great end of 2024.
Tomorrow's December 20th.
No, it's not today. Okay, so Saturday. It's Saturday.
You need a nap. She need a nap.
The Anunnakis are talking to me. They're saying it's the 20th. They say, get ready now. The orbs are orbiting in front of my house, Brother Tad.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love y'all too. Dead serious, all jokes aside, definitely love the panel. Sister Brooke, thank you for joining us. It's always a pleasure to have you. And shout out to everybody in the chat. You know, we definitely appreciate y'all for rocking out with us. We do this for y'all. And as Sister Keisha said, we're going to make 2025 an even bigger year, because it's important that we continue doing the work. I hate saying doing the work because it's so rhetorical, but nonetheless, we all do have an assignment. And we have to stand in that. We have to stand in our purpose. You know, we're divine by design. We're born on purpose with the purpose. So we have to move forward. You know, we've been doing this for a few years now. Sister Keisha and myself, and it's definitely been a blessing to have Brother Blacksmith and Sister Marcia added on, because they definitely bring another flavor, perspective, and add value to what Sister Keisha and I have set out to do years ago. And with Sister Brooke being a young addition to the panel, I mean, we can't lose. And we have the guidance of our elders like Brother Ray, who's been doing this for decades, you know, Sister Pat, and others, you know, people recognized and unrecognized, people who don't want to be recognized, because they don't do this for recognition. It's done out of necessity. So hopefully you're inspired by something you heard here tonight, and it's your turn to go out and inspire others. Let me not forget the OG Wisdom podcast every Sunday at 2 p.m. Y'all see, I just be ready to go into my thing, because the things I do, I just do it because it's necessary, you know. And as my brother C. Gutter and myself, you know, embark to expand that platform, just keep looking out for all that we do to bring awareness to our people to move the needle forward. You know, so hopefully you inspired by something you heard tonight. It's your turn to go out and inspire others. So y'all stay up, stay blessed, stay true. And remember, no matter how hard things may seem right now, there's always better days ahead. Sister Keisha.
Yes, indeed, family. We truly, truly, truly appreciate y'all rocking out on the Brooklyn Bridge with us in the year 2024. But we got bigger and better coming in 2025. I want you to get ready. I want you to call somebody, that the movement is taking place beginning January, and it's going to be something like you've never seen before. I see people already in the comments. Yeah, they want to be a part. Of course. Everybody, all hands on deck. It's all hands on deck. Because we're going to put pressure on both of these political parties in a way that they have never seen before. Put some fear in some people's hearts. But enjoy your family. Enjoy your time. We'll see you back in January. Good night, y'all. We are
On the Brooklyn Bridge tonight, voices strong, knowledge tight, thorough black talk in the air. changing minds, changing flair. From brother Tad to sister K, warriors got things to say. Sister Marcy brings the heat, brother Blacksmith keeps the beat. Revolutionary waves, they fly underneath the open sky. Every word's a call to fight. Tune in, feel the ancestral light. Thursday nights the world will see Black Power media on a spree. Facebook, YouTube all aligned, breaking free from every bind. Social talk and politics, every voice breaks through the matrix. Commentary raw and true, for the many, not the few. Revolutionary waves, they fly underneath the open sky. Every word's a call to fight. Tune in, feel the ancestral light. Social talk and politics, every voice breaks through the matrix. Commentary raw and true, for the many, not the few. Revolutionary waves,